Every now and then in our life, we have faced a situation that we want to change, that we regret. And I can bet there isn't a single human alive who hasn't thought of it. There is always something in the past that we want to change or correct to prevent something from happening. And the first thought in our heads comes out as from sci-fi movies, a time machine. We need it like Avengers, so we can go back and defeat our Thanos and be victorious. But is there any credible idea that we could do it? Let's find out. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Incredible Theory YouTube channel. Here you will find some of the world's most compelling, intriguing scientific stories, strange discoveries, imagination, adventure, lost knowledge, myths and legends, and unusual ancient artifacts. Much knowledge has either been lost or hidden from us for many years. It's now time for humanity to re-educate itself in regards to the profound world we live in. Is time travel really possible? If it is, then what are the consequences of it? Will it be safe? Will it be possible? And if yes, how do we do it? The biggest problem that opposes the concept of time travel is called the grandfather paradox. For example, if you had a device by which you can go back into the past, and you decide to go back to the time when your grandfather was young, and because of all the grudges you decide to kill him and he dies, then what happens? Here's the crazy part. If you killed him, then he never met your grandmother, and your father won't be born. And if he isn't born, then you won't be born. So there won't be anyone to kill your grandfather. But if he didn't die, then he met your grandmother, and then they had your dad, and then they had you, and you can go back and kill your grandfather. And then you would kill him, and then it goes on in a loop. This paradox exists if we believe in the simple theory of time travel. But if we go inside and get more complicated, this theory holds no ground. This is all just plain theory. There is no proof yet. We will discuss the grandfather paradox in some other videos. Now the thing is that it's relatively easy to travel into the future than to the past. There are many examples of this, so let's dive into it a little more and figure out everything we can figure out about time travel. We all know that time is relative, so that's the biggest reason we believe that time travel is possible. The one who gave this theory was Einstein, and he also proved it. And yeah, we have already done a video about how his brain was different. So if you people want to figure that out, please go and check out the video. The link will be in the description or the button above. Trust me, his mind is amazing. Okay, let's get back to the main topic, time travel. Time is relative, so how can we prove that simply? If two people set their watches at the same time and go to space for 6 months, when they get back on Earth, there will be a slight change in both the watches. You will notice that the person who is in space with his watch will be slightly behind the person who is on Earth. I mean, it was less comparatively, but he still traveled into the future a little bit. Now, many of you think that's not time travel, but if you just change your perspective a little bit, it is. The only difference is that they aren't going through time. It's just time that is going through them, but a little slower. The same thing happens to people who work at a space station. If they stay at a space station for 6 months, then they would be 0.005 seconds younger than us people who are on Earth. I know it's not much, but it only gets crazier. This whole thing is called time dilation. Now, the effects of time dilation aren't much if you travel at 70% of the speed of light, but as soon as you go at 75%, it all goes up drastically, and even shocking that as soon as we reach the light barrier, time starts moving slowly. We reach the light barrier when we reach the speed of light. Well, we people can't touch that, because anything that has mass cannot travel that fast. But time dilation is a big factor, and we can travel through time because of it. Now let's take this further. If there is a space vessel and the destination is 10 light years away, and the vessel is traveling at a speed of 90% of speed of light, then it should take 11 years to reach that destination. But the people on board the vessel would only experience 4.4 years. The people on the planet will experience 11 years. So when the vessel returns to the planet, the people who were on it should be 8.9 years older, but the people who were here would be 22 years older than when they left the planet. So if your friend was 30 when you left the planet, when you'll be back, they'll all be 52, and you would just be near 39. See how crazy that is? You would have traveled 13 years into the future. Now there is the same thing shown in the movie Interstellar. They go to a planet that was near a massive black hole that spins at a speed of 98.8% of the speed of light. So the person who was left on the spacecraft aged faster than the team who was on the planet. 1 hour on the planet was equal to 7 years on the spacecraft. And as they return to the spacecraft after a little more than 3 hours, their friend has aged 23 years. As for them, just 3 hours have passed by. Now, you'll be thinking that it's all just fiction and sci-fi, so let me tell you that it's not. All these calculations are scientifically proven and are credible. This is what would happen in reality if we somehow go to a planet like that. Now, this all was discussing traveling into the future, but can we go back into the past? Yeah, I mean, many people want to go see dinosaurs, and some people want to know about the pyramids, but is it really possible? Well, there is a way, but it's kind of like tearing a hole into reality. Yes, you heard me right. And if you want to know more about the reality, you guys should go and check out our video on reality. I swear it will blow your mind. Now, the only way to do this is by a wormhole. If we take the entry of the wormhole and take it back to a black hole and speed it up, then bring it back to the place where it was created. And if we go through it, then we will travel into the past. But the last point we can travel to is when the wormhole was created. So if we create it right now, then we use it in the future, we would travel to the current time. We won't be able to travel back in time to when it was created. Now let's talk about a fictional thing, a time machine. Time travel is only possible if we can make our bodies go through time. For that, we need to accelerate it to the speed of light, which is impossible by using our current technology. The only thing that stands in the way of this possibility of time travel is the grandfather paradox. But there are ways which we can avoid it. Let's discuss them some other day. Stephen Hawking believed that time travel was possible. He also said that there are many time travelers among us, but they can't reveal themselves as the rules of time travel don't allow them to do it. He once held a party for time travelers and invited them. Unfortunately, no one showed up. But if the time traveler is real, I can't blame them. I would have done the same because if I reveal myself to one person, then I would cause an event that could change everything about the future. Many researchers believe that time travelers exist, but they don't visit us here at our time. The reason is that the 21st century doesn't have much to offer. They would rather visit people from the time when the pyramids were getting built. There is also a theory that says the pyramids were made with the help of people who are from the future, and it would be most possible to do it with a technology like that. So is time travel possible, or is it still a question? We don't have a clear answer, but hopefully we will find an answer in the near future. Now it's your turn to tell us your theory in the comment section. Tell us your crazy thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and confusing videos like this, and press the bell icon to stay notified. Until next time, bye-bye.